I'm Genevieve Bargello.
And I'm Eileen Wurst.
And this is CFB News.
I am here outside of the premiere of The Bone Cracker, the dog ballet that will be put on tonight here at the Clatfartburg Dog Park. Janet Skegg, a personal trainer, has been training a bunch of dogs ranging from German Shepherds to Shih Tzus to perform this beautiful ballet you may have heard of called The Nutcracker. But instead of rats and children, it's all dogs. Some of the dogs will be wearing outfits, courtesy to the local tailor, but some of them have chosen to go into the nude, which, as I have been told, a statement that I have yet to understand, but soon we will know. Children are advised to be careful when viewing. Now, as I am out here, I am actually here with the lead ballerina. This is Helga, the German Shepherd, and she is very excited. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being told I'm not allowed to pet Helga. Oh no, it looks like Helga has found the peanut butter snack in Eric's pocket, our cameraman. Eric, oh no, they're all coming to you. Why did you bring food, Eric? Oh, okay, right, we're gonna cut now to Genevieve Bargello. Thank you, everyone.
In old celebrity news, 2 months ago, it was reported by the local offices that Austin Butler purchased a small property in Clatfartburg, and we're just now learning about it. We wanted to talk briefly today about the star's reason for coming to Clatfartburg and why he may take this place as his new summer home. Austin Butler ended up visiting Clatfartburg for a 14th anniversary of Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure. It's a perfect dog movie, and they wanted to display it for all of the dogs. Austin Butler got the date wrong for the premiere, unfortunately, him or his publicist, and he did spend the day alone in the dog park. He woke up so disoriented that he started walking around town and accidentally became quite ingratiated within the community. No one knew who he was. They just thought he was a lonesome stranger in need of some help, who sounded a lot like Elvis. The kindness the town showed him made him feel comfortable and made him want to purchase a property within the town to be able to return to that Clatfartburg spirit once again. So if you see Austin Butler around, don't be surprised that that star has landed in Clatfartburg. This has been CFB News.
Excuse me, I am here as a tourist in Clatfartburg and or a family member of someone I'm visiting, and I don't want to stay in their disgusting, gross house. I really wish there was a place where I could stay. Maybe let off a load. Maybe go get a drink or something. Golly gee, if only such a place existed. Well. Felicia, it seems that we've been called to come and create a nice little place for people to stay, a hotel.
It's kind of impressive we haven't made one yet. I was looking at it and I was like, man, we don't have a hotel. That's wild.
I know, when you said it, I was like, shit, that seems like something we've
That seems like obvious. And it's like a prerequisite for so many other things because this is a tourist town. I'm like really shrugging really hard with only my right shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a crazy time.
It's a crazy town.
We've had a lot of movement happening, guys.
I drank like
scenes.
A big cup of decaf before this.
I had a little spoonful of Ben & Jerry's right before recording this, and apparently my system was ready to take that and go. So we're killing it. But yes, like you were saying, it's. I'm shocked that we haven't done this yet. So I'm kind of glad we're going in this order because now we have a lot more of the town's tourist destinations established, which I think can help like with the marketing of how this hotel works and all that stuff. So I think a lot of goodies to come. This is now entering Clatfartburg. I'm Elaine.
I'm Felicia.
And we're expanding upon the fictional town of Clatfartburg. And we've done a lot. And we're here. So if you're ever confused and you're new, good luck, and I wish you well.
Unfortunately, our best advice is to start from the beginning. I wish we had different advice, and we were like, it was like peek behind the curtain. We initially created the news segments as a way to like catch people up and to try and make it not so alienating for new listeners. But I think the news section has made it worse because now we just make up new shit for the news section.
Yes, which isn't a delight. But what we're working on right now is it'll either be on Instagram and ideally probably like a link, maybe on our Buy Me a Coffee, like free on the landing page, whatever. But just a grid so that if you ever get lost as we continue, new because we love to make new characters and everything. We don't want this to be stressful, but like it is a big town. Lots of people live in a town. So
we have a spreadsheet to keep track of it because we get lost.
There's going to be like a section of like, here's like the Nancy Panikin blacksmith episodes, or here's the museum episodes because we have a whole arc about this museum family.
Yes.
So like we're gathering up that data now to make it easier for you and your listening experience. So I have no idea what's going to happen in this episode. Honestly, I think this one might be neutral, so maybe it will be okay to start off with.
I honestly think this might be I think we can challenge ourselves. I think the hotel should be pretty neutral, to be honest.
I think it doesn't need to lean on too much of old stuff. Again, we need to discuss the things it might be helping with.
We
want to
make sure we don't retread ground. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So we're really excited to have you here, and thank you for visiting. And for those who live here, pay your taxes. They're due in April. Okay, now that we got that business out of the way, let's talk about the hotel business. As always, I like to discuss location first, just to kind of get an idea, a vibe. If we don't know yet, that's fine. But is this downtown, do we think? Or is this like a little bit out of downtown, but accessible by the buses and stuff like that?
I'm not sure. What vibe are you getting? Because I am open to either. I feel like both of these, there's probably both hotels in each location. It just depends on which one we're talking about today.
That's true. And honestly, if things get crazy enough and it fits, maybe this is like a 2-location hotel. Like, same people own 2 versions of it.
Oh, yeah.
So this could be something that's also explored later at some point or in a bonus episode. I have been thinking of the Omni Parker Hotel in Boston.
Okay, let me do a Google.
Yeah. This is where Jackie Kennedy got engaged. It's the home of the Boston cream pie. It's very ornate. I'm imagining old school ornate.
Yes. Yeah. I think this is not a themed hotel.
Yes. No. I think this is not a themed hotel, but I think that there are interesting things about it. It's funny because Felicia was just talking to me about how she got a coloring book of medieval tapestries and how medieval art is very overwhelming sometimes because they just throw a lot of shit in there.
Right.
And I'm wondering if this place is almost gaudy. Is it overwhelming with the amount of stuff that's in it? Like, it's technically nice stuff, and they think it probably costs more than it is, but like the value is actually really low.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think if we're going with the Omni Parker Hotel vibe, I think this should be downtown then. I think this should be historic.
Okay.
This should be downtown.
People could get married here.
Because I'm thinking, yes, I think definitely. Because I think in the future, if we want to do an out of town, we can do like a Wilderness Lodge type hotel, which is a very different type of thing. And I feel like it warrants its own separate episode, honestly. Because honestly, it feels like we have infinite options in the future, but I want to keep that one open to us in the future. Because I feel like there's a lot of room to play with hotels.
We can have a whole chain going. It's great. I'm excited. I like this. Yeah, I agree. So I imagine then this hotel has a couple of floors. It stays within the Clatfartburg height limit.
Yes.
For buildings. Can't be taller than the Crispy statue on Town Hall. Yeah. But it's a decent sized hotel. And I'd like to think it's old because one thing I wanted to offer us, I know we've kind of dabbled with ghosts, but is there a haunted floor? Is there a haunted room? Is there a ghost story? Is it real in terms of people have many sightings, or is it like a fake thing they're trying to push? Because there's two different,
Yeah, I like a haunted room. I think we should tackle a haunted room. Oh, definitely.
Perfect. Okay. We can start there, or is there an element that you need to we need to dive into to get a bigger picture before we start?
We need something that's more of a general vibe setter first before we really go into this. I'm thinking maybe color palette, maybe a name, those types of things could be really helpful. You know what I mean?
I think most hotels will kind of do a red as a calming thing, right? Obviously. It's very warm. So does that mean ours does that or not? I don't know. I'm thinking gold would be what would be supposed to be nice but then would be overwhelming? Is it a bunch of tile, tiny bathroom tile that's really a crazy mosaic pattern on the floor?
I'm down with that. I like that.
Okay, yeah. And maybe the people who are laying it, they got the pattern wrong, so it was supposed to be a simple wave or whatever. But it was the tiles are so tiny, and it was a tiny little black mark, in the corner, or blue or whatever. They messed up, so it looks like it's supposed to be it just looks chaotic, and they've gone with, it like is an old emblem of the family who created this hotel or whatever. They've like come up with like some random thing. It's art. It's art. We don't need to explain that to you, do we? Of course not. So yeah, and I guess not like black, but maybe like, white, gold. What kind of colors are speaking to you? Because I imagine for Omni Parker House, it's a lot of like old wood, carved. The elevators are gold doors that are like ornate with all these patterns on them. It was the coolest elevator I've been in, where I was like, I don't think I'm going to die. I could, but this elevator's cool enough. Whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't mind.
You know? So if we have like that kind of rustic color, does that speak to you? What are you feeling? You open the doors. You're like, I need to go stay in Clatfartburgs Hotel. Maybe the tiny tile, maybe it's like a little bigger than that. I like the crazy pattern, but maybe tile is too like pool. You know?
I mean, I'm not against pool.
Like a weird ornate high-end pool, but it's not giving swingers.
But no water.
Like it's really one I want to, like
Roman baths.
Roman baths, but there is no bath. Because, wait. Are they right next to the community pool? Maybe. So they share it. And then so Barnacle Crispin is doing his bullshit.
I think they have a rooftop pool. I think this place is
nice.
nice.
I like that. Okay. You know? They've got a rooftop pool. Good. They've got a hot tub. And many a business deal has been brokered in that hot tub. They even came up with a name for it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait for them to tell us.
So you're asking
the hot deals tub. The hot tub.
Maybe this place is really obsessed with being a place where business happens, but like no business is happening at this hotel.
It's just constantly like conferences that are like
anime
conferences, anime conventions.
But they're like, this is a place where people connect and network happening, and this is the heart of Clatfartburg. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm happy that the Alien Con Galactic Conference is here, but I don't think that's the heart of Clatfartburg's business. Yes. I mean, honestly, probably the most money they've had pouring into it, though, to be fair.
True. I like that. So that means that there's going to be a lot of like, they're trying to have flex workspaces, but they're not getting fully used like that. So they're going to have like, I imagine like maybe the children take over and they're doing like, what are the games the children are playing these days? They're all doing their Fortnite. They're all doing their Minecraft. They're all doing, they've like combined it and they made it like a gamer wall. They brought their own beanbags, which is wild. But you know, Gwambi just kind of expanded into the not the inflatable beanbag, but the expandable beanbag, where the rice can expand within it. It's a science thing I don't need to explain because, you know, they did it and I didn't. And I'm not their spokesperson, and we're not sponsored by Gwambi. Gwambi, Faxville's fines.
I've been, as you've been talking, gathering from my weird word generator that I love.
Oh, thank God.
Some potential options for names of this hotel.
Oh, gorgeous.
Option 1, the Bell Onion. It's an instrument.
Okay.
Number 2, the Widgeon. It's a type of duck. My other option was the Viorbo, which I don't think is good.
That's hard to say, the Viorbo.
Yeah. But I think the Widgeon is something.
I really am enamored by the Widgeon because it gives us a mascot image, not a mascot, but like an image, the graphic, So is this place just riddled with wooden ducks?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they have a lot of ducks. And I think it's like the way that a hotel is like, we're themed. And then you look at their rooms, it's like, okay, you put 2 pictures on the wall. That's not a fucking theme, bitch. Get on my level. This is a personal belief I have. Like, if I see a themed room, I want a tree house inside of a room, okay? I don't want a tree piece of wallpaper and, like, a leaf bed. Like, that's leaf not print bread. I want something real. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, 100%. You need, like, more props. We need more
I want your outlets to be decorated, okay? I don't want standard issue. This place is not themed, but I do think they're like, we have a themed suite. And all of Clatfartburg makes fun of them because their themed suite is like a big duck mosaic in the bathroom and like a duck-shaped whirlpool. And like, that's cool.
But it's not enough to be.
It's nothing for Clatfartburg.
This place has specific names for a good portion of the rooms. There's like the blue room.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You know, the duck suite, the mallard.
You were saying in the Drake suite.
The Mallard conference room actually is perfect for businesses. If you big business would like to stay here. Oh, sorry, not that weekend. We have the Little Toys convention, toy miniatures. That's happening in that room. We're sorry. Maybe another time. Is everyone also who works there? I imagine maybe there's like a little like duck pin they're wearing or something.
Very classy.
Very classy. I guess true. Are we talking like a mallard, I imagine, or is it like
I mean, you can look up a widgeon. It's just
it's like a specific
Wigeon. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, classic duck. Like if it was a mallard, but all brown on the bottom, and the green streak is actually through its eyes.
Yeah, and it's a little tiny.
Oh, that's so cute. This is actually really adorable. Holy shit. Get your ducks in a row. Get your ducks in a row. Get your ducks in a row. That's what it says by the pool. Towels to put them away. Put the pool towels away. I'll keep that in the back pocket.
Okay.
We'll figure that out.
So now that we know kind of our theme, we're talking the widgeon, we're talking ducks, we're talking high class. We want to see business deals being made, but there are not business deals being made. Is there a telephone in every elevator?
I think so, and I think that they've set them up to seem like old telephones. Yeah. You know, the one where you like pick up and speak it into the like hand mic, so to speak. And I think there is a bellhop in each elevator, despite the fact this is not a big enough place to really need that, because it's only going to have like 5 floors.
Yeah.
Upwards, maybe. I don't know how that works, but it's not
6 maximum. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with 6. It's got 6 floors, you know. And that's the pool is on the 6th floor too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like not needed. So it makes that elevator experience even more awkward because again, this isn't a huge place, so you don't need huge elevators. These elevators also have mirrors potentially on the interior, which is sometimes fun and then really alarming when you get to see yourself from every single angle. And you're like, oh,
yeah,
okay, that's fun. That's fun. But a good elevator experience otherwise. I don't want people to be terrorized in, you know, these elevators. So it's a nice little vibe, and it makes a little quack noise when you hit a button. But it's very gentle. It's very smooth.
I did just do a Google.
cartoony.
Apparently the male ducks make a whistling sound during mating season. So maybe
they have to have one of those
like
duck mating contests. That's a thing. Hunters will get together and they have like deer call contests.
Okay.
Duck
call. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And like the mating call as well.
Duck mating contest. And I was like, excuse
me.
Oh,
I see that. I see duck mating call contest, and the call was missed. And that really does change that. No, I don't want there to be.
I feel like we need something that's kind of deranged about this place, because this is just normal hotel that we're making so far that has a light duck theme. And as much as I'm okay with that, I do feel like we need a little something. There needs to be an intrigue. There needs to be a twist, you know?
I think the general manager is having a breakdown.
I like this.
There's something. So this is the interior. The exterior. Oh, sorry. Podcasting hurts. I got excited and I hit my desk. The exterior of the widgeon is beautiful, but you have no idea how much work goes into it behind the scenes. The general manager is losing their shit, and that is where we enter the widgeon today.
Yes, I like this.
I think maybe a specific group is coming to the hotel, and we're hoping we're prepared, and I don't think we are.
Yeah.
Or we've double booked. I think there's something like that can be going on. And then that'll help us explore like the conferences, the different rooms, as well as the like workings of this hotel. So a couple of options, unless you have something that's come to your mind.
Yeah, I don't have. I've had a few things, but nothing crazy.
Okay, I'm just thinking of genres of like weddings.
Yes.
An actual business conference. This could be very exciting. They might actually be close. What's like a business people don't really consider a business, but could be something, you know? The Actors Guild. Or it's like, what else happens at hotels? I had it and then I lost it.
I think a wedding is definitely happening, and it's the manager's cousin is getting married, number 1.
Perfect. Okay.
And I think number 2, there's also a conference going on. What is a conference that would be the worst to also have a wedding happening?
Something loud and something with like teenagers.
Teenagers or something messy. The annual Slip and Slide Business Convention.
The annual Teen Slime Fest.
The annual Teen Slime Fest. And it's not actually teens there. Well, actually, so here's what
Tweens.
it is. It is the people, all the different companies that make slime in bids for like the Nickelodeon type slime experiences.
Yes.
So events where people get gooped in slime, these are all the different people that make said slime.
Oh my gosh.
They make slime and they make goop for entertainment events, okay? So a lot of teens will come out to these events because they say to the teens, is this a good slime to you? Is this a good goop to you?
Yeah. And you get a lot of free stuff because that's how conferences work. They're handing out free
And there is
shit.
a lot of business happening. There's deals happening. Entertainment is in town. Austin Butler is here to scope out the goop and the slime.
Yeah.
For his new movie, The Blob Part 27.
What we hear might potentially be a classic whenever they do a documentary about his life. Nancy Pankin, for sure, is in a back corner. She is not there. She has just sent her stuff to be there. But one cannot have slime and not have a mess. Hers doesn't get as much action, though. But it's mostly this, so adults see it. That's crazy. And I imagine they're playing really annoying songs. Like really bad songs that they're not good. And they're annoying. And they play the same 20 songs on loop or something. It's
a lot
really
of
rough.
Closer by the Chainsmokers.
Yes.
I was trying to think of what song would offend no one if I said was annoying, and I think that one might.
Chainsmokers in general, I think that's a solid.
They're just playing the Chainsmokers discography.
Yeah. And then imagine whatever other band you're really sick of hearing all the time. It's that. And that's great because you can be down the hall and hear this. And also these
Late
people
career Maroon 5. Sorry, that's all.
Yeah. So this is great because, the kids are covered in slime. And people are still walking down the halls and stuff. And slime is, I don't imagine it's easy to super clean. I mean, it's the main ingredient's glue, right?
Yeah.
So I can't imagine this is great. So I think they try to have a tarp section where you try to whatever, or put plastic bags on your shoes. Because I imagine this was supposed to be clean and it's just gone to hell.
I agree. I think we should establish who this manager is.
Okay, yeah.
My brain is just picturing John Turturro.
I don't know who that is.
Do a quick Google. He is in Severance, so you will have seen him. Because we had this discussion pre-call.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
Yeah. So it's John Turturro, but we need to find a name for this John Turturro lookalike Princess of the Pauper situation. I was about to say Crispin. Girl, you already have a Crispin. What is this Crispin obsession?
What's a letter we haven't really played
Myrtle.
with?
A Myrtle? Guys named Myrtle? Guys named Myrtle are always so interesting to me.
I have never met a guy named Myrtle.
I feel like they're only in movies.
Okay, I was going to say, I live in South Carolina, and I feel like I should have come across a Myrtle. I'm actually offended I haven't. This seems like a,
Yeah.
Myrtle sounds like it's the murder mystery themed version of Wordle.
I'm sure that exists, actually. He could be a guy who is named Kermit and is really kind of has an insecurity because of the Muppet, Because there are people who are named Kermit because it was a normal name for people to have pre-Muppet.
Damn.
And I feel like that would set you up with a weird life.
Would he try to have a nickname? Would he try to go by Kit instead? I'm trying to think of what you would.
Mitty. Kermit. Kermit, Mitty.
Mitty.
Now we need a last name.
Let's look up an English country last name, because when I think of these ducks, the widgeon, and we're trying to get business and it's ornate, I'm imagining a weird English countryside. So maybe something with that origin might.
Classic British last names.
Here we go. Windsor.
Hughes. Kermit Mitty Hughes.
Kermit Mitty Hughes.
That's a really bad name. That's a horrible name. Burton.
Mitty Burton.
Mitty Burton. Mitty Atkinson. That's two. Mitty Benton.
Mitty Benton.
Mitty Bennington.
Mitty Bennington at your service.
Kermit Mitty Bennington.
Hey, don't call me that. My name's Mitty.
Kermit
Burlington.
Mitty Winterborn.
Minty bitch fucker. That's my name.
Okay, pick a letter. Pick a letter. We need to pick one. Okay, I'm going to give you one on H.
Okay.
Kermit Mitty Higginbotham. Nope, too much. Kermit Mitty Hinchcliffe. Kermit Mitty Whoham.
Mitty Who-Ham.
That's not what we want. Kermit Mitty Hattersley.
Can we page Who-Hams, though? I would like to come back to the Who-Hams
We'll come
in
back
this
to
podcast.
It's definitely not pronounced Who-Ham, but I really like reading it as Who-Ham.
I enjoy the Who-Hams as our own species. Beautiful.
Kermit Mitty Hastings.
Kermit Mitty Hastings.
I'm okay with Kermit Mitty Hastings. We need to pick one.
Mitty Hastings. Hello, because I'm still American. Hey, hello. I'm Mitty Hastings. I'm very excited for you to be here at the Widgeon. Would you like a bottle of water?
Okay, Mitty Hastings. There we go. And Mitty would not be his choice of first name, obviously, but it's better than Kermit.
Well, and he was going to do Kit, Kit Harington, for example. But then the American Girl doll was happening during that age. And he was just like, oh, now everyone comparing me to Kit, the American Girl doll.
And Kit Hastings sounds like the name of a YA protagonist.
It does. Yeah, Kit Hastings likes to smoke cigarettes and listen to, like, cool vinyls and has just discovered they can dye their hair blue.
Yeah, and is bisexual.
Yes. But it's never outright said. You just have to figure out after like page 200.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
They're very cagey about it.
I see now. Mitty.
Okay, so Mitty Hastings is having, I also think he's kind of going through a midlife crisis too. Like, I think he's kind of having an identity crisis at this point where I think he's starting to make some bold managerial choices. Where like the hotel's classy, but they're like, what you are doing with room service is crazy. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what he's doing with room service, but I think whatever it is crazy.
What's the most uncomfortable thing that happens when you order fajitas at a restaurant? Is they come over to you and it's a really loud plate because they're cooking it in front of you and everyone's staring at you. It's upset, right? What would be worse than you order room service? They come into your room and then they start cooking the shit in front of you.
He got drunk with a guy from Hibachi-O, and this is what happened.
Oh, no.
And we said we wouldn't tie this into previous things, but unfortunately, he did get drunk with the guy from Hibachi-O. They might be brothers. They're not brothers. I'm not going to go that far.
He got the idea of, a quick cooking, like, what people love to see something made live.
Yeah.
Surely that's what they want in their hotel experience. And so, yeah, I think you're right. I think, like, the Widgeon's been doing well, but he's just like, if I keep doing the same thing for the rest of my life, I'll just be good. But I'd love to have the chance to be great. And if I don't ever do something new, I'll never be great.
Yeah.
That's the driving factor. That makes sense to me.
And Clatfartburg, the town, is very much enables this behavior of people. Like, it is very easy to be like, why don't I just try it in Clatfartburg? Because people are willing to put up with a lot. They're willing to put up with a lot, and they expect a little bit more. So, like, people coming into I think maybe this is what happens is the Widgeon was such a standard hotel that people are coming in and they're like, that would be a little bit funkier. It's just so standard.
Yeah.
For Clatfartburg, it's weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was a good palate cleanser. And I think people who stay there enjoy that aspect of it. Because also, like, with a hotel, you do have to have the locals on your side, though. Because here's the fun fact, Felicia. I watched, as it turns out, every single episode of Hotel Hell. I thought there was more, and there wasn't. So I've seen every single episode of Hotel Hell starring Gordon Ramsay going to hotels and telling them that everything sucks. And so, yeah, if you don't get the locals on your side, that's a big part of business you lose as well. So they have had to dance this dance of appease the locals, but keep our classiness, but then also bring in new people and get the tourists.
We will rent out a duck animatronic from the Clatfartburg Public Library animatronic rental basement warehouse.
Yes.
But we will put it behind glass and recessed into a wall and covered in like fronds. So it's like if you just look enough, you can see it. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, he's trying to make big changes without ruining a good thing. Mm-hmm. And that it's harder to make bigger changes as you get older as well, because I think it's not necessarily you don't want to take a risk. I think that's part of it. But it's also like you're old enough now to know what you like and don't like.
Right. And
you don't want to, at like 50, have to keep catering to other people, even though he literally is in the hospitality business. So maybe I'm the wrong person to speak to this.
No.
But you don't want to have to take
a good instinct.
You don't want to have to take your whole vision and change it just because everybody else is seeking something else. Like maybe sometimes people don't know that maybe it's nice to have something that's still got its own quirks and weirdness. It's just, it stands out now in a way that maybe isn't revered as like, oh, prideful and beautiful. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, it's chill, and then that's when he's like, okay, guys, I've got these 2 tiny duck glass figurines. Go put those in the bathroom. And you can move the toilet paper 3 inches to the left. Okay, guys, let's see what happens. I'm Mitty, and I'm trying. He always has sweat stains under his long sleeve shirts. He just doesn't know he could wear short sleeve shirts that are buttoned down and with a jacket at least or something. But the man is always sweating out of stress.
Yeah.
You know?
And he insists on wearing a vest all the time, you know?
Yeah. It's like, look, we know the sweat game.
Yes.
We understand the sweat game. It's not fun, but there are ways we can
Mitty.
make our lives better. A moisture wicking, you know.
Yeah.
I exist purely in athleisure once it hits April in this state. So it's just, you know, I feel it. But yeah, so I imagine, like you said, there's these tiny changes, but he is cooking up something big. And he really thinks that, okay, the slime tutorial place that's happening and the wedding, I don't know if he meant to book those the same weekend. I think a deal came through. Maybe, I imagine the wedding was more known, but then this deal for the expo came through and he's thinking, maybe this is a hip, cool thing I can have. Slime is hip. There's a lot of quirky things with it. So maybe
relevant to the youths.
Try to have it. But his cousin, she's marrying the big, bad, rich business big boy who could be interested in, you know, putting conferences at this hotel, having clients come and they meet. That's a really big thing. You know, they have a beautiful bar. It's the ducks don't live in pastures. The pond, the puddle, the pond. The pond.
The puddle sounds kind of lame.
The puddle sounds sad. The pond, the morning pond, the evening pond.
The cattail bar.
The cattail bar. That's cute. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. That's good. So yeah, the cattail bar. Like, it's a really like gorgeous place that you would like love to dazzle clients, right? So, unfortunately, he has booked these, and this is a metaphor of his two selves battling each other. And we now get to decide what happens with these events, but really what happens with him.
On the day of my cousin's wedding. Sorry, I just had to.
My name's Kitty. Kitty Hastings.
Kitty Hastings.
My real name, though, is not Gorgonzola. Gonzo. My real name's Gonzo, but I'm Ziza.
I'm Ziza.
I'm Gigi. That would have been a lot better than.
Yeah.
I know his name's not Gorgonzola. I just know if I say that, I'll get to the name eventually. And sometimes it doesn't happen. And I'm just left there saying, I'm just saying Gorgonzola. But oh well.
Yeah.
But Kitty
my favorite
Hastings
is when you saw Animal and you said that looks like pastrami.
I stand by that to this day, you know?
It's fair.
I have synesthesia. I'm not like other girls. I see meat everywhere.
I see meat everywhere.
I see meat everywhere.
Every Muppet looks like a food product to me. I can't control it. That's my form of synesthesia.
It's really specific, and like I try to Tumblr about it to get my feelings out, you know, with the stuff, but it's people don't get it, and that's why it's hard for me to sometimes watch the Muppets if I don't have like a charcuterie board in front of me, because
the Muppets that are food are really confusing for you.
I'm like, why are you like a stapler vibe to me? You know, it doesn't make sense. And so Mitty's had to live with this his whole life, you know. Okay. One of the things that needs to happen, and I think the slime expo could be a great thing, we need to have him reckon with his name being Kermit, and he can reclaim Kermit.
I think so. I think this is important for him.
Because
I honestly think Kermit fits him more as a person.
Yeah, Mitty, it's like, Mitty, I imagine, Mitty's got brass knuckles. Mitty likes to drink his little tiny espressos, but he doesn't tell anybody. Mitty has secrets. Mitty, you know, likes to wear flip-flops. And Kermit does not. Kermit does not, you know?
Kermit is not a relaxed individual. Kermit is a stressed individual.
Yes.
He's never seen a Muppet movie in his life, and he doesn't care, and I'm happy for him. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And he's doing his best, and he cares, but he's got his feet on the ground, and he's trying to get his head in the clouds a bit.
Right.
Currently, he's just lifted his nose in the air, and there's some allergies, but he's getting there.
Yes.
He's getting there. Perfect. Okay, so the wedding that could make or break his business, as well as the slime tutorial that could make or break his business. Hard time. So it's Saturday.
Okay, yes.
It's Saturday. And the things I imagining, Slime Expo, I imagine there could be like a slip and slide of slime.
Yes.
So this is the day that's like super interactive. The slip and slime. Yes. So it'd be a real damn shame if like the wedding party was sent to the wrong area.
Yeah.
If they were told, okay, just go down this hall.
So
It's
what
darkly
happened
lit.
was the bridesmaid suite got scheduled in the Goop storage room,
Oh, yeah.
which was an unused Drake suite that they had rented out. And they were like, don't worry, this is right next to the wedding venue. But it's like it flanks the two places, the two big conference rooms or ballroom areas. You know, the wedding's in the ballroom and the conference is in the pond, which is like the large kind of conference-y area.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so there's like some suites that adjoin onto both of them, you know? And they were supposed to go in two different suites, but there was a miscommunication from one of his younger and newer staff who aren't really on the ball yet. You know, Kermit would never let this happen. I'm sorry, Mitty. He hasn't earned Kermit yet.
Right.
And the bridesmaids have been stuck in the Goop storage facility.
Now, we know that any good bridesmaid has 1 to 10 mini bottles on her person at any time. And if you put a couple of bridesmaids, I don't know, how many are we thinking? Is this a crazy big wedding?
I
Is this
think
an
8,
ostentatious
yeah.
wedding? I think we got 10 bridesmaids.
Wow, yeah.
I think it's stupid big. There's been
more
so
people
much
at
drama.
the wedding than at the slime conference.
Truly. And
Half
there's
the
a weird
hotel
overlap.
is rented for this wedding, you know?
Yes.
And that's maybe part of the problem is maybe his cousin did not fully communicate exactly the size of the wedding. So he's having to scramble to be like, fuck me.
And that's why some of these rooms that aren't real rooms are becoming rooms. It's
I
like,
needed
okay,
to
who
take
can
down
I...
the false walls in between to make this really work. The ballroom should become one because they can split them up. Do you know what I mean? With those like temporary walls they put in hotels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They should have been split, but he can't really do that because of the slime expo. So he has to figure out how to spin this so that both the slime expo and the wedding can continue at the same time to leave both potential paths open for his business.
Okay. I see something. I don't know how it would be used, but it's like one of those objects you pick up in a video game and it's later figured out. One of the slime areas is like glitter slime, like sparkly. And I think they have like white, silver, gold, wedding colors.
Right.
There's nice slime amongst the gross slime. That exists somewhere that we may be able to help use should the fusion of this combine. I think already, I imagine guests would have come here a couple of days ago, so it's been fine, but the expo probably started on Friday, but it's really full swing now this Saturday.
Right.
I think we have had a couple of guest complaints officially at this point.
And I think the wedding is Sunday morning. So he has overnight to get this
Oh,
shit
okay, Sunday
together.
morning? Okay.
I think he has time to get this shit together.
Cheap? Okay.
Is the morning cheap for weddings? Well, I mean, maybe
Sundays
the
are cheaper
ceremonies.
than Saturdays.
Oh, okay. I don't know that.
Saturdays
Well,
are
they're
like
religious.
we love that.
So I don't know if
They're
you get
Unitarian
married-
and they're really into it.
Yeah. The slime people, no.
Okay. Okay, so then are we having everything chaotically happen then before the wedding, or is this like the wedding's
I don't
about
know.
to...
I just have a vision for a way it could end, and it wouldn't work if it needs to happen all on the same day.
Okay, well, sometimes we go ahead and say the ending and we can work backwards. So let's
here's
do
an
that.
option, is that he transforms the slime into some sort of wedding theming. Like elaborate wedding theming and ways to use the slime in ways that disguises it as part of the decor, therefore disguising the Slime Expo people among the guests of the wedding. And also letting him open his heart to his bigger whims, letting himself go beyond just the idea of just door-to-door hibachiing for people, you know?
Yeah.
Does that make any sense? Is it like, so I'm thinking, you know, like that scene in Elf where he goes in the Macy's and just kind of puts a bunch of snowflakes everywhere?
Yeah.
Like that kind of overnight situation. So I feel like that would be hard to pull off in an hour, you know?
I like this idea because I'm thinking that too, because I think then the problem that happens is that the slime tutorial, either the wrong people get into where the wedding venue is supposed to happen and they fucking wreck it. Like rehearsal's fine, and then after they leave, that's when a bunch of kids stomp through, or someone like carrying their slime stuff, it spills everywhere. They can't get it out of the carpet. The like tables were already lined somewhere and they're like just stained or something, and we're now how do we work with it? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Well, my thought was just because the wedding is at such a high capacity that his cousin did not communicate to him that he needs to combine the two ballrooms into one, otherwise there's a fire hazard. Because he looks at that fire capacity by the door and he takes that very seriously.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So that was my thought, where he's like, how do I get these two things into one space, therefore not breaking my contract with either business, either my cousin or business, and keeping both options on the table in the future.
Gotcha. And you know what? I bet when they did rehearsal, They were fine. But then Kitty came up to him afterwards and was like, that's going to be cleared up, right? Like, because you know how many people we're having. They're all going to be sitting there. And he's like, yeah, yep, that'll be open. Don't worry. It will be. She's like, good. And then her evil husband-to-be comes up and goes, yes. In Europe, they totally would have this open already, but whatever. I'm here in Clatfartburg. Honey, let's go do something European. Beignets.
Le Marc Rouge. I hear there's a great ketchup store downtown, artisanal.
Oh, we'd love that. Let's go, dear. So there's that added pressure. Okay, so so I think the mess contamination is still an issue, obviously.
Definitely.
So obviously one side is super messy, and then you have this other side that isn't messy right now. So like you said, do we create a blend? Do we create like a thing? So he's there. He's stumped. He's a little stressed. And surely his staff is like...
He's looking at the slip and slide. The slip and slide, which is on like the far end of the hall. And he's like, it's almost like an elevator, but sideways. He gets the idea of that can be the place where appetizers are served. They go on little trays and they get slid across the slip and slide like a sushi train.
Uh-huh.
And that is guests at the wedding can grab like canapes.
Okay, so my question is, because I'm imagining...
is the slip and slide in the aisle?
So I need to clarify something, because in my head, I was thinking the Slime Expo is still happening at the same time, and we're having to briefly... Okay, so we need to have those people suddenly pretend like they're part of the catering company and stuff. Like somehow we get everyone bought in. Maybe he pays them out, or he offers them something like, you guys can have a free pool party later. And that satisfies everybody. So everyone is now under the guise of, how do we do this? Okay, so that's pretty
chill. And they remember, these are the slime people. They're here for whimsy. Yeah. They make goop for a living.
Oh, and don't worry, by the way, there is somebody in the back corner with a laptop and a secret Google Drive being like, slime tutorials, slime tutorial Moulin Rouge. Yeah, we got that. Slime tutorial of Hadestown. Yeah. Come on down. We got some slime tutorials. Don't worry, I'll teach you.
And the musician for the wedding did not show up, which is unfortunate. So the slime tutorial person is like, I can get you the Moulin Rouge soundtrack.
Playing some good there's some good parts of Les Mis I think would be perfect for like a nice little wedding moment. Oh, this is great. So we're doing a Broadway thing.
It's a little echoey, but it works.
It works. And Kitty, it's a little, they're able to do some, like EQ levelization that can kind of, play it out. Okay, yeah. So I really like that. I think that makes sense. The slip and slide becomes the aisle we walk down. I think that, and then it's like a
not my sushi train of canapes. We want the aisle.
Oh, I forgot about that. Wait.
It's fine. Either option is good. Either option is good.
Well, I mean, I imagine if I'm going to an expo, I'm imagining there's multiple different slides of stuff. Like, what would be your most exciting way to show slime? Falling.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Right. So I imagine there's a section with a bunch of ornaments, and it just like drips down all the ornaments. It's like there's like waterfalls in your office kind of thing, but imagine that, but like slime slowly, I guess. Right. So maybe they're able to change some of the colors of the slime. I think we're still gonna have some neon colors, but what if this is where Kermit comes into play. And he goes, what if we made these all put together and from afar it looks like flowers, but like ever-changing slime flowers. So that way you can deal with the neon colors, but then it becomes classy. And this man has gauze for days. There's just tulle around.
Yeah.
You just put a little tulle around,
There's a lot of blue slime at one place. So he in one corner is like, I hate to do it, but we must embrace the theme. So he makes a duck pond in a corner.
Yes!
And then takes out the animatronic, like breaks it out of the glass case. Like, it's time! And like puts it grabs some cattails from the bar and is like, fucking quick, get it!
And then one teenager who's wearing this like duck hunting hat sits down and is just like, where does this duck go in the winter? When does he go when the water freezes? And that's the weird cousin Holden that no one likes, apparently. Yeah. But we get him.
There's a really rough... Oh God, I didn't even get it. I didn't even get it. That's the embarrassing part. I was just like, oh my God, that's funny.
That was for you.
I was just like, isn't that funny that a kid would... I didn't get that it was about the ducks going to the winter. I just thought it was a kid thinking an animatronic truck inside was a real duck and going, where does he go for the winter if he can't fly away? That's what I was thinking about.
That's
I get
actually...
it now. I get it now, and I love it. I love your Holden Caulfield joke.
Thank you.
Just took me a bit to get there.
It's okay. No, I love the slime pond because that's going to have more of a shimmer than you would normally.
I actually want to see the slime pond.
I think that could really look cool. Like,
exactly.
in the way
that's
that
what I'm
you
thinking.
could, like, yeah. Oh, I really love that. So we've got a duck pond. So really we're leaning into, like, pleasant, basic nature.
Yes.
So we've got flowers. We've got this. I think some of the slime cannons, we can kind of cover them up, and they can become the
anyone
cattails.
who visits the Slime Expo, they're like, we need you. They have like a costume chest, and it's like, we need you to put on good shit and walk around here and be nice.
Yes.
Be nice and be normal, because you're seeing what form slime can take, and they start. He's like, here's how we pitch it. It's an interactive experience, seeing the innovative ways that slime can be used in the modern future. You're seeing a real life application of how slime could be brought to something as pedestrian as a wedding.
Okay, so you know how weddings, some people, there's always like a little tradition. Some of them are religious based, but some of them are just like, we do it because we do it. So some of them, it's like we like pour sand to represent time. We burn a candle. We like wrap string around our hands. What if they make, and they don't call it slime. What's a fancier word for slime that we can use? Like an ointment of love or something. That's horrible. But like they make a slime together, but it represents their marriage and their two selves coming together to join as one. And they make a marriage slime, but it's not called that. It's a better word than slime, because the word slime, Kermit's like, slime has been deleted. Slime does not exist, guys. This is not slime. This is artistic.
It the shimmer only.
The shimmer.
It's the shimmer.
You will now create the marriage shimmer. And they have a nice little spoon to like stir all the ingredients. And so that'll be a fun surprise for them. And they really like, okay, so that's just like further down the line. I just like, the idea that they make slime in the end is crazy. And I love it. Okay. So then and I imagine they can kind of cover up, because when I imagine the Slime Expo, I'm imagining there's a lot of like black tablecloth and stuff. Yeah. Like you're really trying to make things pop and it's grody. So I guess they're trying to like clear that out.
Right.
The speakers can stay. Now, okay, there has to be like kind of a little kid section where they just like, it's just trash. Like there's just a bunch of little toys, or there's something like hard to hide. I feel like another hard to hide thing. Maybe it's one of those like pictures where you like put your head through, you know, and you're like, like I put my head through the cardboard, and it's a fun design.
Like a big green blob.
Yeah, but someone's ready to slime you also. Yeah. Like you could get pie in the face, but slime. Maybe that they turn that into, what could you put in there? Why am I so enamored by a giant worm? We're not doing it. That's horrible.
That doesn't make sense.
It won't look good.
With love, that makes no sense.
Yeah, no. That's horrible. Deer, they probably have a deer head here and there.
So they just poke a deer head through the standee.
I guess we don't.
The deer has joined in with the shimmer as part of your marriage to celebrate. I like that the business would not let him get rid of the standee. Like most of the people have been really flexible, but this guy worked so long on painting it. He was like, the standee needs to be there for the guests.
Always that one asshole at an expo, and that's this guy. That's this guy. He is like, I'm not moving my booth at all. And his booth was the, I guess, pie yourself of slime. the like slime accessories. He has a bunch of tacky hats and shit. So
what if he just got an outdoor tent and put it around him?
Ooh, I like that. So they put a little tent around him, and then you can easily cover that up with anything.
Right.
They have to constantly be like poking in to give him appetizers to keep him shut up, because he's also refusing to leave because he doesn't trust anybody with his stuff. Right. So he is staying there through this wedding. Yeah. He tends to do that thing where he's constantly coughing loudly due to his poor smoking habit. So
he's he's just in there coughing and then doing the Cupid shuffle by himself.
Yes.
You hear to the right, and then the you see like banging on the side of the tent, you know?
Yeah, so I imagine they can just put a bunch of plants around that more. I mean, again, that's the cattail lounge. They have a bunch of cattails they can pull into here and stuff. So at the end, they've created this shimmering place. Now, here's the thing, though. Kitty comes out, and Kitty's like, oh my gosh.
Her name is Gigi.
Gigi comes out, and Gigi's like, wow, this is good. Does Gigi hate it? I imagine the husband has feelings, but I don't know if I want this marriage to fall apart. Like, part of me is like, should the wedding end horribly?
No,
but we all win in the end.
I think the wedding goes fine. I think what happens is because this guy is a big business guy, a lot of photos are shared online. And now it becomes like, oh my God, did you see the Shimmer wedding?
When Kermit realizes this, so the wedding goes fine. And then I imagine the guy in the tent comes out and he has his slime cannon. It actually goes off. Mitty is covered in a lime green slime. He looks down at himself. And the guy goes, who the fuck do you even think you are telling me what to do? And he goes, me? My name's Kermit. I'm Kermit Hastings.
And I have good instincts.
It's not that easy being green.
The lights are twinkling above as he walks through this beautiful Shimmerland.
And he realizes his instincts are good. And he should be more true to himself, because a lot of times he shoots down his own ideas because he thinks he needs to stay true to what the hotel has always been. You know, he's been wanting to branch out, but he hasn't been sure how to. The hibachi door-to-door was a bad idea. Sometimes not all our instincts work, but he realizes he has a real eye for this stuff. And while he doesn't need to go as deep into decor and theming as Clatfartburg does, he needs to accept himself and what he can do and to not limit himself. Maybe he needs more chaos in his life. Maybe he needs to release such a hold because he never would have seen the beautiful Shimmer wedding and accepted his true self as Kermit Hastings. Without.
And sometimes tacky, you don't have to be tacky, but you know what is tacky? Slime.
Yeah.
It's actually tacky. But he took slime and he made it Shimmer, baby.
Why am I
and that's
emotional?
when I'm like, it was kind of beautiful. It was really beautiful. He changes his name tag. It says Kermit. And his staff are all just really happy. They've been ragtagging this whole time, by the way. Staff have had a rough time because they've been trying to wrangle the Slime Expo people to actually know how to do anything with hospitality. It's been rough. But we're at the wedding reception, which is in a different room, totally untainted by slime. But you know what? The slime people come out and they have a nice little time anyway, and they kind of crash the wedding, but everyone's drunk at this point, so no one minds or cares. The business guy comes up and he goes, hey, Mitty. He's like, sorry, it's Kermit now. He's like, Kermit. Rivet. Okay. I just wanted to say, this was a beautiful wedding, thank you. I'm glad to be part of the family. And you know what? I have a big fancy client who's, they're into optometry, and I think they might like some of this Shimmer stuff. Maybe I'll book them here next. Wouldn't that be fun? And Kermit's like, yes. That's the beautiful blessing. I'm like, and then he looks across the room, and there she is. It's been 20 years since he saw her. How can I make Miss Piggy a person? Hold on.
Yeah, think about it.
Missy. It's Missy. And there she is in her gorgeous pink dress. And she goes, oh, Kermie, I found you. And they dance to the slow song.
That's gorgeous.
And that's the Widgeon.
Can we approve the episode title being How Kermit Hastings Found His Shimmer?
Yeah!
And then they're gonna be like, why is this episode about a hotel?
I love that we'll be like, yeah, the hotel episode. And people's like, what? And we're like, oh, we're Kermit Hastings finds his Shimmer, obviously. Fuck it. Yeah.
That's
like, I
the
fucking love that.
I'm like, I was thinking about it. I was like, we've never had an episode that's just like named of a character. Like,
yeah,
XYZ has a blank. But How Kermit Hastings Found His Shimmer.
I'm 110% for it. I do love that we spent the beginning of this episode being like, we're trying to make it easier for everybody to find stuff. We're trying to make
to be fair, though, this is more about Kermit Hastings than it is about the hotel. Because the hotel was like, okay, it's interesting.
True, the Widgeon is the bebop, but Kermit Hastings is really...
Kermit Hastings has a special place in my heart now.
I really love him. And you know what?
Because of what's been happening with Irving and Severance, I'm just wanting a little more John Turturro in my life.
There we go. And he's got a good, happy ending. And you know what? He also learns, hey, I don't have to be wearing vests on top of everything, and I can let myself breathe a bit more. And so his sweat problems kind of go away. And and now when guests come, there's like fun shimmer in like the places and the
actually he's
stuff.
Found a way to make Gloop classy, believe it or not. Like, it still has class, you know?
Yes. And
especially
then
now that the coughing guy in the tent is gone.
Yes, he actually never returns. It's not because he's dead. I know we all think that. It's because he actually figures out he really wants to hit the road in his Winnebago, and he goes on to find himself in Arizona. So
check out for the next episode how Jarfrey Tingleby found his groove in Arizona.
Slamming on the road.
That will never happen.
Look, sometimes when you fight for the slime light so hard, it twists who you are deep inside, and you just take a step back and just figure out, who am I?
That is one of my favorite sentences you've ever said. You said the slime light so confidently. You said it with like it was a thing everyone's heard a million times. Yeah. It was incredible.
I've unfortunately imagined this entire band's life story in the span of 5 seconds, so...
Of course you did. Divorced?
Yes.
Good.
And it's for the best.
Agreed.
They should not get back together.
They should not.
They should not. There's a reason this man's in a Winnebago. He's ready to go. He's like, nope.
All right.
Oh my God.
Well, thank you.
Rare heartwarming episode. Honestly, where nothing actually went horribly wrong. It was just a beautiful
most of our
place.
episodes are pretty heartwarming. I don't think many are like really bad.
There's always like a term where it's like, oh no, but it's like actually fine in the end. Yeah. But like this was
minus
really...
the fracking scandal. Clatfartburgs
the fracking scandal
got a pretty good time going.
Yeah. But this felt like a nice little hug.
Yeah, it was very wholesome. Well, thank everybody for listening to this episode of Clatfartburg. If you want to get more content from us, you can go and listen to our bonus content on buymeacoffee.com. We have a little membership over there. If you want to put some money towards it, we'd appreciate it. You can also get stuff a la carte there. If there's like one commentary track you want to hear from us, that's fine too. Do whatever you want. We just did the 1776 commentary track. It's long as fuck, and we kind of forgot that when we started.
Yep.
But we made it through.
We were able to do it in one sitting. So.
Which is pretty impressive, to be honest. I was struggling a little at the end. And I started talking exclusively in a British accent to stay awake.
Yeah, we had a random weird pickup in the last 10 minutes after like really pushing through.
It was really...
So you get some delirious...
It's kind of a journey with us, really, on that one. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And as a quick reminder, 1776 is the birthplace of my childhood crush of Thomas Jefferson from that musical.
It wasn't a lame
so that's
pick,
how that came
you know.
here.
And I'm glad I found this out because I feel like I do understand you more and it makes a lot of sense to me.
Yes, I don't think I embarrassed myself too much.
No, I mean, you did thirst over him more than I've ever heard you thirst over any character.
Yes,
but
correct.
Not too bad. Reasonable.
Yeah, so it was fine.
But you can check that over there. We also did, I don't know if we shouted out the last episode because I think it came out. We did another Gay Hardy Boys mystery. It was called The Case of the Mangled Balls, but not in that way.
Not like that.
Not like that. Not like that. It's sports. It's sports. But it's a very fun mystery and, you know.
Yeah.
Lots of drama. And a lot of drama about my food choices specifically. So that's a lot of fun.
It takes many turns.
But anyway, if you want to get in contact with us, you can do so on clatfartburg@gmail.com. If you want to send us like a little headcanon or something that you think might happen in Clatfartburg, you know, do you have any opinions on Kermit Hastings and his surrounding widgeon?
Yeah.
That sounds like a body part when you say it like that.
His flock of widgeons.
His surrounding widgeon sounds like a really euphemism for a crotch area.
It sounds like a steampunk teen video game.
The surrounding widgeon.
The surrounding widgeon, they're coming. We need the battery power cell to stop them from sending their duck waves.
But yeah, just send us an email at clatfartburg@gmail.com. And, you know, share the podcast with your friends. We appreciate it because we don't do any marketing anymore because this is just fun.
Be part of the tourism industry with us.
Be part of the tourism industry
with
us.
The Clatfartburg Tourism
And have your
Board.
friends book a room.
Wow. And if your life is feeling a little dimmer, go ahead and get yourself a little bit of shimmer.
This is Felicia checking out. Ding, ding, ding. Ding.
Quack, quack.
Bye.